Welcome back, everybody, to the WRESTLEDUDE YouTube channel. It's that time of the year again for NXT Takeover, and it is my predictions for NXT Takeover 25. It's kind of weird to say NXT Takeover without having like a name of where it's at. And if you guys are wondering, no, this Takeover event isn't being held in Saudi Arabia. That's not why it's just called Takeover 25. It's seemingly just because I don't even know where the heck the show is being held. I think it's in like Connecticut or something like that, and NXT TakeOver Connecticut doesn't really sound that interesting, like TakeOver New York or TakeOver Philadelphia or something like that. You know, TakeOver 25 makes a hell of a lot more sense considering the historical value of this TakeOver event. And even on this card, we're going to have a matchup between the past and the present of NXT. We got a big rematch for the NXT Championship, a huge crowning of new tag team champions, but all those will be in the predictions. But before this video gets started, make sure you are subscribed to the channel with a notification bell. That way, every time I post a new video, like my review for TakeOver 25, you guys will be the first to check it out. And also, if you haven't subscribed already to the channel, please do, and please spread the word. Tell your friends. If you don't like this channel that much, but you know somebody who might like the channel, tell them about it. Get them to subscribe. Thank you very much. And with that, let's get on to the predictions for TakeOver 25. So, first up, we have a multi-team ladder match for the now vacant NXT Tag Team Championships. This came about after the War Raiders, Viking Experience, War Machine, whatever the hell their names are now, vacated the tag team titles on NXT because they wanted to stay undefeated on the main roster. So we have the Street Profits versus the Forgotten Sons versus Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan versus... who's the other team? Oh, Imperium. I know that's their name in the UK. It's Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel. I don't want to be wrong about that. Good God, why do I not know that team that much? But it's a 4-team ladder match for the NXT Tag Team titles. I think this is going to be the opening matchup. You know, I think NXT likes to get the crowd riled up, and there's no better way to do that for an opening matchup than a ladder match. A lot of these teams, you know, I'm going to be honest, NXT's tag team division isn't really the best right now. I hate to say it, but it's ever since Heavy Machinery left, because, like, to me, Heavy Machinery seemed like the highest, like, chance of them winning the tag team titles from the War Raiders back when they were in NXT. Some people may have seen them as just like a comedy act, but you know, comedy acts can sometimes be serious as well. Take the Street Profits, for example. They're mainly comedy, but they can still be pretty serious. I mean, they nearly beat the War Raiders for the tag team titles, which many people believes that makes them the front runners to winning this ladder match. But you know, I'm going to actually go for something kind of interesting here. I'm actually going to pick my prediction to be the Forgotten Sons. And you know, it would be an awesome story, you know? No one really knew them as like being this serious act, and then they made it to the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. I'm a pretty big fan of them. I like what they're doing. I like their theme song. I think it's pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of like knockoff Metallica music. I don't know why, but I think they could come out with the win here, and they have a third man advantage in the form of Jackson Riker. Although on the last episode of NXT before TakeOver, Jackson Riker got hit with a ladder, so I don't know if maybe they'll write him off out of this matchup with like, oh yeah, he got hit in the head with a ladder, he's gonna be out for a while. But you know, I'm just gonna go for my prediction here, and my prediction is that the Forgotten Sons will be forgotten no more and will be the new NXT Tag Team Champions, and then the Street Profits can chase them for the titles towards the next TakeOver event, whenever that is. And next up, we have the NXT Women's Championship. Io Shirai faces Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's title. The whole story based around this was that Io Shirai pinned Shayna Baszler in a tag team match, and then Shayna Baszler destroyed Kairi Sane and injured her, making her leave NXT to be on SmackDown with Asuka and Paige for some reason. And now Io Shirai is all on her own, and she has to go up against the challenge of Shayna Baszler, who has her two friends, Marina Shafir and Jessamyn Duke, with her. And then on the latest episodes of NXT, we had Io Shirai saving Candice LeRae and somebody else from an attack from Shayna Baszler and the Four Horsewomen, or I guess three horsewomen, I don't know, with a kendo stick. Although this hasn't been given some sort of no DQ stipulation at this point. Who knows? Maybe they'll add it in last second or something like that. But on the last episode of NXT, before the TakeOver event, Shayna was talking all this, like, you have no friends and you have no use of the kendo stick. And then Candice LeRae said to Io, you know, I'll be in your corner at TakeOver. So this is kind of an interesting matchup. This whole TakeOver event kind of feels like just like a house show that's being broadcast, especially since it's just being held in Connecticut. So, you know, this kind of just seems like this match seemed kind of rushed. I don't know. You know, Shayna Baszler's been doing great as the NXT Women's Champion. I thought she would lose it at the last TakeOver event. If you guys saw my predictions and review for that, I thought she was destined to go to Raw or SmackDown to face Becky Lynch for the Women's Championship. And I'm kind of iffy on whether or not I want that to be my same prediction here, because I was wrong last time. I mean, right now seems like the perfect time for Shayna to be on Raw or SmackDown to face either Bayley or preferably Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. Kind of have that whole story of like UFC person versus Becky Lynch, kind of like what we were supposed to have with Ronda Rousey before WrestleMania. But I don't know. I was wrong about it, and that was in a fatal four-way matchup where there was more of a chance of her losing, and she still retained the title. Here it's kind of more interesting, especially with Io Shirai. I don't really connect with Io Shirai right now. I don't know. Maybe it's just I need more time to like get used to her, but right now it just kind of seems like this is sort of like a filler feud, and I feel like the real feud is between Bianca Belair and Shayna Baszler, or even possibly, hopefully, Mia Yim versus Shayna Baszler, like at the next TakeOver event. So I'm going to cautiously go with, I know I have it written down here as Io Shirai, but I'm going to change it. I kind of just changed my mind right in the middle of this. I'm going to go with Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler retains, and then at the next TakeOver event, she will face Mia Yim, hopefully, and then she'll lose the championship there. Mia Yim reigns supreme over NXT's women's division, and Shayna Baszler can go to Raw or SmackDown to face for either women's championship. So my prediction for this matchup is Shayna Baszler. So next up, we have the NXT North American Championship. The Velveteen Dream defends his title against Tyler Breeze. Now, originally, I have the feeling this matchup was originally supposed to be Velveteen Dream versus Dominik Dijakovic. It kind of seemed like they were starting some sort of feud, and then Dijakovic got injured, and then they switched it quickly to Tyler Breeze, which is not to say that it's a bad thing. I think this is going to be a great freaking match. I mean, it's been a long time since we've seen Tyler Breeze in such a high-profile position, since the last time he was on NXT TV in like a surprising role thing. I think it was against Ricochet for the North American Championship. And, you know, on Raw and SmackDown, we haven't really seen the full potential of Tyler Breeze, and I'm happy to see him back in NXT. But, you know, this does just kind of feel like a filler matchup for Velveteen Dream before he faces his next challenger, whether that be Dijakovic or Keith Lee or Kushida or whoever that is. So, I mean, it'll be nice to see this matchup, but, you know, the finish is not in doubt at all. I have the feeling Velveteen Dream will retain the North American Championship. However, I would not put it past Triple H to try and get Tyler Breeze back into NXT as the North American Champion. So, who knows? I would be happy if this went either way, but predictions-wise, I will go with the Velveteen Dream. What the... Oh, I guess I can't make things turn velvet. Fine, whatever. Get to the next prediction. And your main event for the evening will be a rematch from the last TakeOver event, NXT Takeover New York, or NXT Takeover 24, if you want to go numerically. It will be Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano for the NXT Championship yet again. It will not be a 2 out of 3 falls matchup. It'll just be one fall to a finish. Like I said, this kind of feels like sort of like a house show altogether, although they have made this feud pretty darn good so far. In terms of, you know, the whole story leading up to this matchup hasn't really involved Johnny Gargano at all. It's been more of a rivalry between Roderick Strong and Adam Cole and trying to keep Undisputed Era together. You know, Johnny Gargano has kind of been a backprop to this whole thing, and it makes me think that maybe Adam Cole is leaving as the NXT champion, but on the same page, this whole story of Johnny Gargano becoming NXT champion has been going on for like over 2 years, and it would suck for him to lose in his first friggin' title defense against Adam Cole. So, you know, in a sense, I could see them going with Adam Cole. You know, there was a whole promo that Adam Cole did with Undisputed Era saying that they would be draped in gold. And, you know, this TakeOver event could be the start of that. You could have Undisputed Era win the tag titles and the NXT title. And then if Adam Cole helps Roderick Strong defeat Matt Riddle, then Roderick Strong could have a claim to the North American title. And then on NXT TV, you could have Roddy win the North American title. And then Undisputed Era would be draped in gold, like they said. But at the same time, like I said, Johnny Gargano just won the NXT Championship, something that he's been working for a long, long time. And, you know, it would suck for that just to go up in smoke for the fact of making a point in a promo that probably nobody's even going to remember by the time Undisputed Era is up on the main roster and are renamed the Undisputed Experience or something like that. So in terms of predictions, I'm going to go with Johnny Gargano. He retains the NXT title, but it's the fashion that happens. Now, earlier I said that maybe Adam Cole helps Roderick Strong win. I think maybe in this main event, Roderick Strong comes out while the referee's down or something like that, and he costs Adam Cole the title. He turns on Adam Cole, but not just him, the rest of Undisputed Era turns on Adam Cole. Adam Cole is kicked out of Undisputed Era. He's no longer the leader. Roderick Strong is the leader, and Adam Cole can go to the main roster and feud with Seth Rollins for the Universal title. Why was I blanking on that? Hopefully Baron Corbin doesn't win it, though. Adam Cole feuds with Seth Rollins, and then Roderick Strong takes over as the leader of Undisputed Era, and you could have whatever feuds you want there. Now, that's just me kind of fantasy booking, but, you know, who knows? I wouldn't put it past NXT to do something interesting like that. But, yeah, in terms of predictions, I would go with Johnny Gargano retaining the NXT title. So there you have it. Those are my predictions for NXT TakeOver 25. What are your predictions for NXT TakeOver 25? Leave me your thoughts in the comments. A review will be out as soon as possible. You know, Saturday I got my sister's graduation that I'm going to, so I might not be able to watch TakeOver right when it happens, so it may be a little bit late, maybe on late Sunday or early Monday morning. So check out the review when it comes up. If you guys want to check out more videos here on the WrestleDude YouTube channel, wait in just a second and they'll pop up. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.